Thanks for taking the insulin resistance quiz. You scored high, which means that your habits could use just a little bit of improvement. Now, based on your answers, you're likely eating a significant amount of animal products. Evidence-based research consistently shows that people who eat vegetarian and vegan diets are at a lower risk for the development of insulin resistance, prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, and many chronic diseases. And those that eat meat and dairy products are at a higher risk for insulin resistance and cardiovascular disease. Now, your diet may be high in saturated fat, and that unto itself increases your level of insulin resistance. In addition, your risk for cardiovascular disease may be increasing without you even knowing about it. Now, when your saturated fat intake increases, your insulin concentration can become quite variable. And this in turn can cause extensive damage to the single cell layer lining blood vessels all over your body. With a high level of insulin resistance, your risk for heart disease may be significantly elevated, and simply by reducing your total fat intake, and especially your saturated fat intake, you stand to improve the health of blood vessels all over your body. With a high level of insulin resistance, you may also be at risk for certain types of cancer. Why? Because the more insulin resistant you become, the faster cells and tissues all over your body replicate, which sets the stage for the development of metastatic tumors. With a high level of insulin resistance, your body is likely operating in a high insulin state, and your risk for tumor formation may therefore be elevated due to excess insulin. And last but certainly not least, living with a high level of insulin resistance means that your risk for both fatty liver disease and chronic kidney disease may be dramatically increased. Think of your liver as metabolic command central, and think of your kidney as a giant net that filters components out of your blood and pulls them into the toilet. As you become more insulin resistant, you significantly increase the workload of both tissues, resulting in an inflammatory state that can result in both liver and kidney dysfunction over the course of time.
In a few minutes, you'll receive an email which gives you more insight into what your score means. But before you check your email, ask yourself a simple question. What actually causes insulin resistance and makes you have to pay attention to your blood glucose in the first place? You think this would be a straightforward question with a straightforward answer, but it's actually the subject of much debate that is downright confusing. And as a result of this conflict, millions of people around the world, like you, are experiencing unnecessary health problems that shorten your lifespan and reduce your quality of life. Maybe you're experiencing some of the same problems right now. Maybe you're overweight and don't know how to attain your ideal body weight for the rest of your life. Maybe you've been diagnosed with some form of diabetes and have been prescribed multiple medications to manage your blood glucose. Maybe you suffer from low energy and find it challenging to get through the day feeling upbeat and energetic. Maybe you've developed cardiovascular problems as well and are living with high blood pressure or high cholesterol or atherosclerosis or coronary artery disease and have been told to take statin medication, blood thinners, beta blockers, or considered surgery. Maybe you've been diagnosed with fatty liver disease and have been told that you're on your way to liver failure. Maybe your digestive system has become sluggish and you experience symptoms like gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, or abdominal pain when you eat. Maybe your kidneys are struggling and you're at risk for chronic kidney disease and dialysis. Maybe you are experiencing numbness and tingling in your arms and legs and can't seem to find a way to make it go away. Maybe your vision is declining over time, and no matter what you do, you can't seem to figure out why. Or maybe you're experiencing brain fog and can't seem to think clearly, no matter how hard you try and concentrate. Even though these conditions may seem unrelated, the truth is that they're all connected to one central condition known as insulin resistance. And the more insulin resistant you become, the louder each of these symptoms becomes.
My name is Cyrus Kambata, and I've been living with type 1 diabetes since 2002. When I was first diagnosed in my senior year of college at Stanford University, I had no idea what I did wrong and why an athletic, slender, energetic guy like me would develop diabetes in the first place. I was tired, confused, frustrated, and no matter which direction I turned, no one had answers for me. The only thing I was told at the time was to eat a low carbohydrate diet because carbohydrates are your enemy. I listened to that advice and reduced my intake of carbohydrate-rich foods like fruits, potatoes, rice, corn, pasta, oatmeal, and increase my intake of fat and protein-rich foods like turkey burgers, peanut butter, fish, eggs, and olive oil. Here's the problem. Not only was I losing energy every single day, not only were my muscle and joints achy, not only did I develop anxiety and depression, not only was my digestion poor, but my blood glucose was a complete nightmare, and my insulin use went up over the course of time. My A1C wasn't going down, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. I did everything I was told to do. I exercised daily, or at least I tried to. I watched what I ate, and I checked my blood glucose like clockwork. It didn't matter how much I tried. Something was wrong with the information I was given. And that frustrated me beyond belief and forced me to seek out a different solution. After 1 year, I began eating a low-fat, plant-based, whole food diet, including more fruit and vegetables than I had ever eaten in my entire life. And within days, my blood glucose was dramatically more controllable, and my insulin use fell by 35% in the first week. I began to feel more energy. I was more hydrated. My digestion improved. My muscles felt limber once again, and my depression vanished in a short period of time. I put myself back to graduate school to learn more about this exciting experiment that was underway in my own body. And I studied for 5 years at UC Berkeley to earn a PhD in nutritional biochemistry about the ins and outs of insulin resistance, to learn the molecular level details of what actually causes diabetes and what actually reverses diabetes. Since that time, I've been on a mission to teach millions of people around the world how to reverse insulin resistance, the underlying cause of prediabetes and type 2 diabetes, and many other chronic diseases. And I've witnessed firsthand the power of becoming more insulin sensitive, not only in my own body, but also helped thousands of people around the world do the same.
My name is Robbie, and I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes on January 26, 2000. At the time I was diagnosed, I was 12 years old, and I ate a standard American diet. As a teenager, I experienced many health issues, including allergies, cystic acne, warts on my feet, and plantar fasciitis. I've experimented with many different diets, including the Western A. Price diet, a plant-based ketogenic diet, and many more. By eating a plant-based high-fat diet, I derived the bulk of my calories from oil, nuts, and seeds, and I also ate substantial amounts of green leafy vegetables and celery. I ate about 30 grams of total carbohydrate per day and injected the smallest amount of insulin I've ever injected, about 10 units per day. My carbohydrate to insulin ratio, which is a measure of insulin sensitivity, was 3 grams for 1 unit. I stopped eating the ketogenic plant-based diet because I had no energy and almost passed out several times on my college campus. I was scared and lost. Luckily, I found a low-fat, plant-based, whole food diet, and my life has never been the same since. I experienced a rapid increase in my insulin sensitivity in only a few days. On an average day, I eat about 750 grams of total carbohydrate and use about 34 units of total insulin. Therefore, my 24-hour insulin sensitivity is 22 to 1. As compared, when I ate the plant-based ketogenic diet, an insulin sensitivity of 22 to 1 is 600% higher than the 3 to 1 ratio in the past. Now, 13 years later, I continue to eat the same diet because it makes me feel incredible and maximizes my insulin sensitivity. I've become a master of consistency, and by being consistent, I'm able to control my blood glucose with precision. Today, I feel the best I've ever felt in my entire life. My skin is clearer, I'm no longer plagued by seasonal allergies, I no longer suffer from plantar fasciitis, and most importantly, my insulin sensitivity is at an all-time high.
Now, the quiz that you just took is designed to give you insight into your level of insulin resistance by answering a few simple questions about your diet, your daily habits, including what specific types of foods you eat, how you move your body, and what your current body weight is. This quiz is designed to teach you exactly what type of program will work for you to live your most insulin-sensitive life, free of chronic disease altogether. By now, you've certainly heard that diet and exercise is the key. Everywhere you go, people say the same thing: diet and exercise, diet and exercise, diet and exercise. You should really watch your diet. You should really begin exercising in order to lose weight or to feel better or to slow your rate of aging. Even doctors say the same thing. You know, ma'am, diet and exercise are very important. It's time to start paying attention to your diet and exercise. But what does that actually mean? The term diet and exercise is too vague to really convey anything important, but yet it's a very common phrase and it actually causes more confusion than is necessary. The truth is that the word diet is misleading, because a diet is specifically designed to help you lose weight and is not designed to be a sustainable practice in the long term. When developing a sustainable approach to nutrition, the word diet is actually the wrong word altogether, because diets are short-term fixes that may help you lose weight and feel better, but often result in this yo-yo effect that causes you to lose weight, then gain it right back as soon as you stop. It's not ideal. Now, when it comes to exercise, yes, moving your body is an excellent way to improve your insulin sensitivity, to reduce your chronic disease risk, to increase your energy levels, and increase your overall quality of life. But again, the term exercise is a catch-all that often creates more questions like, how much? How often? What type? When? What's the minimum amount required? Is there too much exercise possible? Can you exercise at any time of day? Should I eat before? Should I eat during? Should I eat after? What should I eat before? How do I control my blood glucose before, during, and after exercise? How much insulin should I take before, during, and after? Once again, drilling down into the details about the specifics of exercise is important. And it's something that we cover in large detail in the Mastering Diabetes coaching program.
Here's the good news. Over the course of many years, we have developed the Mastering Diabetes method, a revolutionary method to permanently reverse insulin resistance using your food as medicine, which includes information, access to our expert coaches, and most importantly, a community of thousands of people around the world that are going through the same process together, losing weight, gaining energy, getting off unnecessary medications, dropping their A1C values, becoming happier people, avoiding surgery, and dramatically improving their quality of life, using the power of their plate. Regardless of your insulin resistance score, we know that by adopting a low-fat, plant-based whole food lifestyle, you will become more insulin sensitive and not only get better blood glucose values, you'll also reduce your chronic disease risk.